Chris Hogg here with Digital Journal. We are at Innovation Week in Calgary, and I am joined by Imad Jebara, the CEO of Boast. Imad, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I want to start out, we're in a room full of energy, full of people excited about building businesses, and Boast came in a big way to support this event, support the ecosystem. Why are things like this event, Innovation Week, why is it important for you to connect with the ecosystem in the way that you have?
Boast believes in entrepreneurship, and it believes in supporting entrepreneurs across Canada and the US. So when we had the opportunity to partner with Platform Calgary, we didn't even think twice. And the team here, Terry and the team have been great. And ultimately, entrepreneurs are the bloodline of growth and innovation in any country. So any chance we can do to support them, we're going to be there.
So Boast has been around for a little while. It's got a really interesting story about being created to solve specific challenges. In your time here now as CEO, what are some of the things that stand out to you? You get a chance to talk to lots of businesses. All of them are trying to innovate. You provide a very specific solution to help them do it. Are there any standouts that come to mind?
As you mentioned, we meet a lot of entrepreneurs, and everybody has a unique value proposition. I've been amazed in my short tenure as a CEO in the great ideas that these entrepreneurs are trying to solve. Whether it's climate change, whether it's a solution to support customers, has been honestly breathtaking understanding talking to these customers.
Like me, you get to talk to a lot of people and hear firsthand opportunities and challenges. From your perspective, if we look at research and development and incentives and funding programs, they're really important to growing companies that are going to transform the way we do everything. How do you see Boast contributing to the growth of the broader innovation ecosystem? Do you play a role outside of supporting and funding? Like, how do you support all of the things that are happening in the broad Canadian ecosystem?
So what we're trying to do right now is we want to be anywhere there is entrepreneurs. As you know, Both support our customers in R&D incentives and R&D claims with the CRA or any other of the provincial programs. And one of the things that we do is we make it simple and easy for them to claim the maximum possible claim for R&D. And essentially, by doing it in a very simple and easy way, we give them more time to focus on the problems that they're trying to solve. With regards to the ecosystem, we are planning to invest in the same way we invested with Platform Calgary, in every province, similar to here, and as well in the US, because we also have presence in the US.
You've been in this role now for 8 months, I think.
Roughly, yes.
Roughly 8. What lessons have you learned? Like, as you you're working with diverse different businesses, they want to turn ideas into realities. What have you learned about working with companies like this?
That's a very great question. Every stage of every company has a different challenges, and every company and every entrepreneur that we talk to, they are in a different stage. So understanding the stage that you're in and the challenges of the stage. So talk to other entrepreneurs, talk to advisors. That's the first thing, because nobody does it on their own. That's the first thing. Second thing, cash is king. So you need to be able to know how to sell, especially if you're just starting. Cash is king, so you need to be able to know how to sell your ideas, whether it's to investors, whether it's to friends that are going to be investing in you, and to ultimately to your customers. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, it's about leading a team. You can't do it on your own, so you need to find a way to understand how you're going to be leading a team and rallying people around you to support you achieve your goals.
So my last question, if we sort of crystal ball a little bit, we look ahead, are you paying attention to any trends or shifts in innovation funding? And do you think that they will change how startups or established companies function?
That's again a very good question. I believe innovation funding will only going to increase because every country in the world have similar programs like SR&ED. Some of them actually have modeled it similar to SR&ED, and they use SR&ED as the model. And as we see, like, everybody wants to create value, and you're going to see more and more competition to have these entrepreneurs move into their jurisdictions, whether it's between provinces or within countries. So I believe that the innovation funding is only going to increase over time between whether it's in Canada or across the world.
I'm going to ask you one quick follow-up then, because it's interesting you say that SR&ED is very well known across Canada. You're saying it's also well known more broadly. Are there companies, like when Boast addresses much bigger than the Canadian market, but when you work with companies outside of Canada, what do they ask about what's going on here? What do they ask about the programs, the incentives?
So we do a lot of business in the US as well, and the program in the US is not as generous as the program here. And when they understand that like the Canadian government gives you up to 60% on every dollar that you spend on eligible SR&ED work, that like gets their eyes their eyes open, because ultimately the US program is much more smaller and it's only for a short period of time, and also it gives them tax credits rather than cash in their hands. So I believe over time we're going to see more innovation move from the US up north.
Imad, thank you for joining us and talking to us about funding and the next generation of companies being built here.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
For more information on what we're talking about today, other innovation, corporate innovation, startup innovation, visit digitaljournal.com.